Hello and welcome to Canadiens Time. Well, a lot has happened. The Canadiens went on their California trip and they just finished losing in a shootout to the Carolina Hurricanes, the former Hartford Whalers. And also the trade deadline came and went, and the Canadiens were largely not active. Pretty much everybody that was predicted to get traded didn't get traded. And to me, that shows that I think Kent Hughes is very patient, and I think that's great. He clearly was waiting for the deals that he wants, and he's not going to take less than that. And so he just didn't get the offers he wanted, and so he didn't trade any of the players. And I think that's just it's just his trades have so far hit after hit after hit. We're gonna see the how how Dodonov for Gurianov works. That's the latest one, but it but for the most part, his moves have been sound, and so I think it's not surprising that the trade deadline came like this, and so I'm all for a GM that isn't doing the stupid moves that several GMs in the league are doing, which is just bizarre, and you wonder just what they're thinking with the returns they're getting for high value players, or just in some cases where you have a team that's supposedly rebuilding and they're buying, or a team that's selling but not selling for a good enough return. And so I just think Ken Hughes is proving to be an excellent GM. Turning to the games, when the Canadiens were playing Vegas and they were down, and they came back, and they ultimately lost that game. But I think it really showed that they are not to be counted out in any game. I mean, there have been some really bad games where the Canadiens got beaten badly, but games like the Vegas game show that the Canadiens still, at this stage in the season, when they're playing for less and less, they have really shown they're still going to stay in that game. They're still going to come back. Now, I mean, the Tank Commanders might think it's great. Well, they came back, but they still lost anyway, so that's great. Personally, I think they're still probably trying to win the game, so it's not there. I don't think there's a tank going on, and as we saw tonight with the Carolina Hurricanes game, the Habs were definitely trying to win that game as well, and they really showed something compared to the February game where the Hurricanes really controlled that game. And Carolina has a very, very tough forecheck, and Montreal really played incredibly well and got so many good chances, even when they weren't putting the puck into the net. And it was just a really solid game. And yes, the Canadiens ultimately led in that third goal in the third period, and they went to overtime and they went to the shootout, which they ultimately lost. And once you get to the shootout, I mean, it's at that point, it can go either way. So it doesn't really. You could play the greatest game in the history of anything, and once you get to the shootout, you could lose the game. So I think there's some really positive signs came from the past two games, and it also, you're seeing the secondary scoring is really there, and in fact, I mean, one wonders where some of the primary scoring is, but you still have Belzile, picking up his third, and Pizzetta is still making all the efforts and gets another goal today. That fourth line seems to be incredibly solid now, and I mean, and the scoundrel Hoffman gets in on the scoring his first goal in forever. So it's nice that he actually gets on the score sheet for once. And it's just, I mean, there's a lot of positives that are going through this season, and it shouldn't be lost sight of in the whether one is not on the tanking train or one is on the tanking train, and there's just a lot that's going right for the Canadiens, and hopefully as the injuries subside and as some more of the younger players evolve, and some of the players that are still yet to join the team, there's going to just be a fantastic result. So that's all.